track. So I'd like to thank you for allowing NAMI Ohio, the National Alliance on Mental Illness, for being a part of the program today. NAMI was started over 30 years ago by 4 moms who had no one to turn to. They all had sons with schizophrenia. No one understood them. They sought support and understanding from one another because there wasn't anywhere else. And others didn't want to be dragged into something that was different or something they didn't know anything about. Even friends and families didn't want to be caught up in dealing with schizophrenia or be hurt in any way. Those of you here know a great deal about mental illness, but let me just reinforce a couple of thoughts. More than 15 million Americans live with and suffer with severe mental illness. Mental illnesses strike individuals in the prime of their lives, often during adolescence and young adulthood. All ages are susceptible, but the typical age of onset for many serious mental illnesses is ages 17 to 25, the age when many adults are beginning higher education or creative pursuits. The onset of mental illness prior to the full development of one's brain can freeze or delay one's emotional development, resulting in difficulty fitting in and the ability to make the executive decisions, the reasoning that Dr. Kay referred to earlier. Mental illness is the 3rd leading cause of death among teens, behind only accidents and homicides. And 50 to 60% of people with severe mental disorders are also affected by substance abuse. And I didn't talk to Dr. Kay before this presentation. Stigma discourages many individuals and their families from even seeking treatment for mental illness and severe emotional disturbances. Stigma leads to an unwarranted sense of hopelessness regarding effective treatment and recovery. However, through education and advocacy, stigma can be diminished. In fact, we prefer to think of it as being able to be eradicated. Mental illness, our hope is, would be accepted as any other chronic condition. These are just a few statistics and are enough to explain the need for groups like NAMI and to have a presence among our young people. These statistics do not emphasize, however, the isolation, loss of friends, and the loneliness that often accompanies mental illness. This is when NAMI on campus comes in. Just yesterday, I was at a luncheon where a young lady, about 21, spoke. She announced her name and said, "I have a mental illness," and she said it with pride, not shame. She spoke about her journey from age 13 to present. She talked about the reaction of family and friends when she received her diagnosis of borderline personality disorder at age 16. She talked about wanting to be a voice, wanting to be an advocate, wanting to make a difference so others will feel strong enough to step out, to seek help, and to erase the stigma, embracing the illnesses that they are living with, that is a part of them. They are not the illness is a part of the individual. Her mental illness does not lessen who she is, and she will not let the stigma prevent her from helping others. Oh, and did I tell you how she looked? She looked like anyone else. She was young, she was cute, she was confident. She was just like anyone you'd see working in any of the mall stores or walking the halls of the University of Akron. She didn't have one weird behavior, and she didn't have a word tattooed across her forehead. Liz's story represents the need for NAMI on campus, for active minds, and for any other mechanism that offers support, hope, socialization, and a normal life for college kids. There are many reasons why students might want to start an affiliate on their campus. Like Liz, maybe they want to educate their peers about mental illness. Maybe they just want to join the fight against stigma. Whatever the reason for starting a group, campus affiliates should be formed, most importantly, by students to help students and others through mutual support and education, to pool resources and talents with others to improve services for people with mental illness and their families, to improve the mental health of the college community, to build a student organization with enough clout to be effective in advocating for people with mental illness, and to end, most importantly, the seclusion students feel when there is no one to talk to who understands the problems of coping with serious mental illness and dealing with the normal stresses of college on top of that. To address the need for an advocacy group and a support group on campus where there's no such group or where the nearest group is many miles away, NAMI on campus can help. And how do you get started? We try to make it very easy. NAMI is not about turf. We're not about being the best. We totally believe in cooperating with other groups. Active minds and NAMI can work very closely together. the sandbox is so big, there's room for everyone, and we need to play together. If you are interested in learning more about how to start a NAMI on campus, you can see me for a startup guide. I have a number of copies. Otherwise, I'll be happy to email you a copy, talk to you on the phone. I'll do anything I can, NAMI Ohio, through me to assist efforts in getting a NAMI on campus. Most importantly, NAMI Ohio will provide technical support and hopefully motivation to the students that want to take the initiative and the isolation and the lack of socialization so many students on campus feel. So our hope is that today among you are the seeds for supporting our young people on campus, and I hope that I can be a part of that for many of you. This is the guide, and if anyone wants it, I'm sitting in the back. I have about 70 copies, and I'm most happy to share them or email them. Thank you very much.